p.m.
Before we call this meeting to order, I'd like to read a declaration from our governor. On March 13, 2020, Governor Greg Abbott issued a declaration of emergency as a result of the COVID-19 virus outbreak. Subsequently, on March 16, 2020, pursuant to the authority granted in the declaration, Governor Abbott temporarily suspended the application of certain provisions of the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, in order to permit telephonic open meetings. This was an effort to mitigate the spread of the COVID-19 virus by avoiding large group meetings while still ensuring continued governmental operations and preserving transparency in the decision-making process. Pursuant to this authority, Tarrant County College District gave notice of its intent to conduct tonight's board meeting as a telephonic and video conference open meeting. 4 trustees will participate in person for this meeting. Myself, Conrad Heed, Ms. Teresa Ayala, Mr. William Greenhill, and Mr. Leonard Hornsby. Dr. Diane Patrick, Mr. Kenneth Barr, and Dr. Gwendolyn Morrison will participate via video conference or telephonically. We'll now call the monthly board meeting of the Board of Trustees of April 15, 2021 to order. I don't believe we have any public comment, but I'll ask Dr. LeBlanc has a special presentation for us.
Got it. Good evening, Mr. Heed, board members, and Dr. Giovannini. It's with great pride that I introduce Daiju Hoshino. He started serving the college as a science lab manager. Later, he started teaching for us as a biology adjunct. And within a short period of time, he was we had an opportunity to hire him as a full-time biology instructor. So he's a great example of a faculty member who can connect the dots between faculty excellence and student success. He does an amazing job with all of our students in teaching difficult concepts to where they can understand it and taking them to the next level. He just completed his term as JCC president and has a presentation for us. Thank you.
You on your thing?
Thank you very much, Dr. LeBlanc, for the introduction. Good evening, Mr. Heed, Chancellor, and members of the board. My name is Daiju Hoshino, and I'm outgoing the JCC chair. So it has been an amazing privilege for me to serve as the JCC chair, to be a pipeline between the cabinet and the faculty associations. This year has been very unique and challenging for all of us, and I really appreciate that all the cabinet members didn't hesitate to have open conversations, both during the meetings and through the countless private conversations. There were so many moments that I was almost overwhelmed. However, I was so blessed to have amazing JCC members to support and facilitate discussions. So I'd like to take some time to thank them, especially the outgoing JCC members. Lauren McLean, the Northwest Campus government instructor, she has been a great discussion partner. She has almost all the strength that I don't have, and her perspective and backup were always encouraging. Thank you, Lauren. I hope you have a healthy baby born soon. Marius Pfeiffer, Northeast Campus biology professor. Marius always asks great questions during the meetings with administrators. Sometimes we felt timid in those meetings, but he modeled the way how we should bring our concerns and discuss in those meetings. Thank you, Marius, for leading our conversation, and I'm looking forward to having more biology collaboration with you. Rebecca Grubbs, South Campus English instructor. She is a great communicator and makes an amazing summary of all the meetings. Her questions help us to keep the issues on the table and focused. So we could make sure not to slip those out from our table. Thank you, Rebecca, for your help to keep us being objective, but not too subjective. And when I need to make my English more professional, I'll contact you. Corina White, Trinity River Campus Government Instructor. She always makes sure her campus voices are heard and clarify the actions that we need to take. Sometimes we took a concern to a different path, but that never happened with her because of her diligent and careful approach. Thank you, Corina, and I'm willing to learn more about government, which I avoided when I was a college student. Sherry Mata, Connect Campus Psychology Professor. I'm always amazed by her positive, flexible, and constructive attitude. I believe I learned how I should behave even during a heated discussion. And as a Connect Campus faculty, she has shared many resources and much information with us when we transition to online. Thank you, Sherry, for your continuous and dedicated support. I am also thankful for the remaining JCC members, Michelle York, Rosa Mendez, Stephanie Hawkins, Kier Cole, Chris Belbins, and Angela Thurman. And the new JCC chair, Mike Downs. He has been a great partner to work with, and he has improved the humanity side of me through countless chats, discussion, and phone calls. I'm very confident that Mike will lead the new JCC with the new coming officers very effectively. So now I'll transition back to serving as the biology instructor, and I'll support the missions of TCC to the best I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll now move on to item 3, board business items and announcements. 3A is approval of the minutes of the work session of March 11th, 2021. Are there any comments, suggestions?
I move for approval.
Second.
Move approval by Mr. Greenhill, second by Dr. Patrick. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Item 3B, approval of the Board of Trustees meeting minutes for March 25th, 2021. Comments, suggestions, questions?
I move for approval.
Move for approval by Mr. Greenhill, a second by?
Second.
Mr. Hornsby?
Yep.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries.
Mr. Heed, we need to go back to the JCC as we did not complete their program and their presentation. So, thank you. Mike, I think you were coming on.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Downs. I'd like to just take a second to thank Daiju. It's been an honor and a privilege working with you, sir. You led us through some very unsteady times, the first JCC virtually for the entire year, and nobody could have done it better than you. So I just want to say thank you very much for all of your leadership, and I'll do my best to follow your example. Again, good evening, President Heed, the rest of the Board of Trustees, and of course, Dr. Giovannini. I would like to take just a second to introduce the incoming new JCC members. We all began our new terms April 1st, and we will rotate through next year. But the incoming JCC members are, as Daiju indicated, I am the chair, but keeping me on the straight and narrow will be Tia Cole, instructor of English at the South Campus. And the chair-elect for the JCC also serves as Faculty Association president at their home campus. And so Tia will be performing that function as well. But Michael Jackson, assistant professor of business, is the new president-elect at South Campus. At the Northeast Campus, Rosa Mendez is our new Faculty Association president. She is professor of education. And joining us is Assistant Professor Shawanda Riley, Assistant Professor of English. At the Northwest Campus, Michelle York, Instructor of English, is our new Faculty Association President there. And joining us is Kat Galindo, Professor of Biology. At the Southeast Campus, Stephanie Hawkins is our new Faculty Association president there, and joining us is Monica Escobar LeBlanc, instructor of dietetics. At the Trinity River Campus, Chris Blevins is our president there, and joining us is DeLeon Addison, associate professor of nursing. And at the Connect campus, Angela Thurman, instructor of economics, is our president. And joining us is Allegra Davis, instructor of English. Just want to say thank you to the board. We didn't get to do a whole lot of FaceTime with each other over the last year, but we look forward to working with everybody in the coming year. Thank you very much.
Mike, thank you. And again, thank you for all those that are transitioning off JCC. It's certainly a pleasure working with you, and welcome to those that are coming on. And I look forward certainly to work with all you and particularly Mike moving forward. But I would like to say, we had an opportunity the last 2 years to really work with Daiju quite closely. Informally and formally, we had a lot of good dialogue, a lot of good discussion. And I just want to personally say how grateful I am for him, for the role that he played, but more importantly, for the person that he is. He is just a genuine good human being, and I really enjoyed the time with him. So thank you very much, Daiju. Thank you, Mr.
I thought that was a little short. Item 3C, Trustee Activities, Dr. Morrison.
Well, thank you, President Heed, and good afternoon, everyone. On this rainy Thursday night, I'm so happy to be in a dry, safe place and hope you're also comfortable. 8 goals and 3 principles: 1 college, student success, and serving the community. Today, my report embodies all 3 of these. First, I want to speak about a community volunteer who also happens to be a student at TCC, Rainey Doc Matthews. I had the privilege of speaking at the past Thursday meeting of the Mayor's Committee on People with Disabilities on behalf of Rainey Doc Matthews. She has made a lasting impact on our city, and she in her everyday life was proactive in her advocacy. One example was that she brought her multiple talents to bear on her multiple roles, one of which was chair, appointed by the mayor to serve as chair of the Mayor's Committee on People with Disabilities for the past 5.5 years. She was a frequent user of paratransit, and being a TCC student, through her personal experience, she recognized that the agreement, which had been negotiated by our Chancellor to provide free transit access to TCC students, had a glitch. And it was through her advocacy that this agreement was renegotiated so that all truly meant all, and barriers were removed for TCC students who needed to utilize paratransit in order to have free access to transportation. It is without saying that my life and the life of the city of Fort Worth, and really all of the great state of Texas, because she has worked with the Governor's Committee on People with Disabilities, will long be enhanced by sharing this journey with Rainey Doc Matthews. And we want to say thanks to Mayor Price for entrusting this vital role to Rainey, who actually gave it her all. She presided over her last meeting last week. She has resigned effective April 30th. And she will be relocating to Hawaii, where her daughter, who is a prosecutor on the island of Maui, will assume caregiver responsibilities. We all can imagine that Hawaii will never be the same. She has already made contacts and is looking forward to continuing her advocacy for people with disabilities. And I just wanted to recognize how TCC supports, encourages, and is a place where student success indeed comes first. And I want to say good Godspeed to you, Rainey, and thank you for being a TCC student and for using your position as a student and a community advocate to make life better for everyone here, and especially all students at Tarrant County College. Thank you so much, Rainey Doc Matthews. Now, next, some of you may realize that before we meet again, I'll celebrate an anniversary. April 24th will be the 45th anniversary of my election to TCC Board of Trustees. And people sometimes ask why. Well, there are many, many reasons, but there are a couple that I want to share with you tonight. And I see that you've been sharing an invitation that you'll all get to participate in an early morning celebration of service next Saturday. And it's really not to celebrate my service as much as it is to celebrate opportunities in the community for service and to encourage others. So I hope perhaps you can join in early in the morning before you get on with your day. But I want you to take a look at the next video that's coming up, and it will give you just one idea of one of the many reasons why I keep saying yes and keep trudging forward. Please watch this video.
Hello, and welcome to the Cultivating Education in the Midst of Homelessness session. I am Dr. Tina Jenkins, an Associate Professor of Psychology on TCC South Campus. I am also the project manager of a very unique program called Visions Unlimited that you will learn more about today. Visions Unlimited was created in 2007 to assist persons that reside in homeless shelters with transitioning into college. We like to say Visions Unlimited is a program of a second chance. I'd like for you to meet the wonderful instructor of the program, Professor William Brown.
Hello, my name is Dr. William Brown. I am a professor of psychology on South Campus and the classroom faculty for the Visions Unlimited program. Visions achieves the dual objectives of providing our students tools for academic success and lifelong learning, as well as the insight and knowledge to address their personal development needs and career exploration. The opportunity provided by Visions is evident in the words of a few of its students.
My name's Tim Claremont. I'm a graduate of and a mentor to the Visions Unlimited program for Tarrant County College and South Campus. I came to Fort Worth August of 2017 on a Greyhound, completely destitute. I was 500 pounds, had really bad sleep apnea, had $50 to my name and all of my stuff in a laundry basket. I started at Union Gospel Mission Spiritual Healing Program. If, Jesus is a fisher of men and women, Dr. Jenkins is a fisher of homeless people with potential. What the Visions Unlimited program does is every semester they go out and recruit to the various shelters and day centers and places where productive homeless people may be around town. And they basically say, hey, would you like to come back to school? Do you have any ambitions for going to school? Are there any barriers that we can eliminate from you so that you can go to school more confidently? And that's what they go to work doing. They'll start with a pool of 30, and then usually every semester we get about 20 people. And those 20 people have all of their supplies bought for them for school so that there's no barriers there. The meals and classes are catered every day. I know that was a big motivator for me. And then once they get you back in school, the goal is to keep you there so that you can transform your life. And
Good day. My name is Kevin Brooks, and I'm in the Visions Unlimited program. I will be graduating with Associate of Applied Science in Information Technology with a concentration of cybersecurity. And with that degree, I will have 2 certificates of completion. I intend to continue my education by applying to Tarleton State University coming this spring, and where I will work on my bachelor's degree. And the Visions Unlimited program has helped me tremendously because when I did receive that Visions Unlimited scholarship, I was under some financial situation, so I had the option of whether I continue schooling or not, but I applied for the Visions scholarship, and thank God I received it. And I want to also thank the Visions program too. Without it, I would never be able to get through school, right? I had some problem where I had to get transcripts and couldn't get them, but TCC and Visions Unlimited helped me work around that, where I was able to finish my degree.
Hi, my name's Greg Burnett, and it's hard to believe 3 years ago I was sitting in my car off the side of 35, just desperate, hopeless, hadn't eaten in almost a month. And I looked out my window and I prayed to God, and I said, either save me or take me. Well, thankfully, he decided to save me. I wound up at UGM, and it changed my life. I found this vision program they called, and I got involved in it, and it was just a beautiful thing. I never thought I'd have an opportunity to go back to school to improve my life. Graduating with the associate's degree in the spring from TCC. I plan on transferring to Texas Wesleyan in the fall of next year to pursue my degree in psychology. And if you did anything in Visions and you do the right thing, they're there to help you.
So what they do is incredible, tremendous. It goes beyond words. And even now, they say once your vision's for life, and they've proved that this semester for me personally. I haven't graduated TCC. I've got my associate's degree, but with COVID and all the craziness going on, I wasn't able to transfer to a 4-year school. So I'm technically a graduate without a degree plan for this one semester until I start nursing school next year. What that means is I'm not eligible for any sort of financial aid. I couldn't get any loans, nothing. Dr. Jenkins and the Visions Unlimited program stepped in and said, well, we're not going to have you fall out of school for a semester. So they paid for all of my tuition this semester so I could keep going to classes, maybe knock out some things that count towards my bachelor's, and make sure that I was staying on track to finish the goal that I started 2 years ago. I'm incredibly indebted to the Visions Unlimited program. I'm Visions for Life. I will mentor as long as I am able to.
I think with this pandemic, we're going to need it more than ever because the population of the homeless is probably going to increase. So thank you.
I just, from the bottom of my heart, God bless and thank you. Have a good day. Okay then, bye.
Thank you again, and hope that this program or this video provided you with some wonderful insight about Visions Unlimited. Thank you.
Thank you. So let me tell you that I was shared this by someone who had seen it because they were being offered funding. They were considering funding. So I understand that the video was made by the persons themselves without the professional video staff at TCC. But for me, it was very effective. And so I'm to be a small part of that. I have one final segment of my comment tonight, and thank you for your patience. One of the joys of this job is the wonderful people that I have an opportunity to sit and have public conversation with twice a month. And we do deliberate in public, and we don't always agree, but we disagree agreeably. And I want to thank the people whom I've had the privilege to serve with. And a friend of longstanding, Dr. Diane Patrick, has told us, and we know she will be leaving the board. This will be her last official meeting. And I want to just say, Dr. Patrick, thanks for coming to play with us for a while. You've been a very important part of our team. You ask great questions, and your wisdom has been wonderful. And we look forward to, once you're here, you're always an alumni, and we always reserve the right to call you. So thank you. And whatever you and the other Dr. Patrick are going to go off and do, we hope you'll have great fun. And sometimes, I get a little firm in my soft touch gets a little bit less soft and a little bit more firm. And so I want to thank the other 3 board members that are up for election. And I want to tell you, I hope you're out there working very hard and asking everybody that you see for your vote, because I look forward to seeing you back here for our May meeting. So President Heed, Teresa Ayala, and Leonard Hornsby, we need you. TCC needs your diverse voices. And I look forward to you being back here in May with us. So I want to thank you all for your continued service. And it's great to have a wonderful chancellor to work with who actually listens and doesn't always comment until he has answers, but it's a privilege. And so you know that with God's blessing, I'll serve 4 more years. But I wanted to just share tonight, some of my reasons. And there's always another good reason. As I look down the road, the people who make up TCC, the students, the faculty, the staff, have all been a part of a joyful part of my life. And I just wanted to say thank you. And we'll all keep moving forward together. Godspeed, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heed.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Morrison, for all those comments. We echo your opinion of thanking Dr. Patrick. We're going to miss you and Ned in the future and wish you the best. And Dr. Morrison, we want to thank you for your 45 years of service. Congratulations for that. That's a long time, and you've made a tremendous contribution to the success of TCC. Further comments, Mr. Kenneth Barr?
I'll pass. Thank you.
Dr. Patrick?
Yes, I would like to thank Dr. Morrison for those kind words and thank each and every one of you for allowing me to serve with you in this role. So important for the future of our county and the future of our economy. And I cannot think of any other board members anywhere that I'd rather have worked with than the 6 of you. So thank you so much for your service you have done for our students. And I think the thing that's been such a thrill in the staff, Dr. Giovannini and everyone, is so student focused all the time. And it is a wonderful group to serve with to really make a difference in our community. So again, keep up the good work, and I'll be looking after you and wishing you well all the way. Again, thank you so much for the privilege of working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Mr. Hornsby. Mr. Greenhill.
Miss Diane, you're not going to get off the hook that easily. You're still on the legislative committee of the CATT, and you've got a lot of work to do. So thank you I would also like to say that Dr. Patrick has does a really good job on our legislative committee. They have a meeting, at least 2 meetings every Monday to talk about what's going on. It's a very difficult process these days. There's been some testimony and so forth and so on, and we're still trying to figure out who knows who and that kind of thing. But Diane, thank you for that. We're still working on it. Talking about the vacancy, I'm the chair of the vacancy committee, Trustee Heed, and I believe that the committee has reached an agreement with respect to some recommendations. Carol Braken has reviewed it and given us some very good comments. So I anticipate sending it to whoever I'm supposed to send it to, the recommendations, early, maybe tomorrow or the next day, but I will need to do that. And talking about the CATT, Mr. Hornsby, Trustee Hornsby, there are a lot of acronyms in our world. CCATT, Community College of Association of Texas Trustees. That's an organization of all the trustees in Texas, and we gather together for meetings and so forth to advocate for the community colleges and to educate ourselves. The TACC is the Texas Association of Community Colleges, and that's the professional organization. And then there's a thing called the BOTI, which is the Board of Trustees Institute, which has meetings and it's run by the Success Center of the TACC. My comment is the reason why I said all that is that CATT is going to have in the BOTI are combining together to have a webinar in regard to training new trustees, which will come at a good time after the May election. You're not exactly new, but it will give you some insight on being a trustee from other trustees' points of view, rather than going with Chancellor to each of the campuses, which is a good thing, or talking about the budget, so forth and so on. But there is hope. After the election, there's going to be some educational webinars to help our new trustees in learning about what we should do ethically and so forth and so on. But that's the end of my comments, Trustee Heed.
Thank you, Mr. Greenhill. Ms. Ayala.
Thank you, Mr. Heed. I just also want to echo our thanks to Dr. Patrick for her years of service. You have been very insightful. You've been very fair. You've advocated, and we just certainly do appreciate your service. You truly are a public servant, so thank you for that. And also want to congratulate Dr. Morrison on her successful service over these past few years. I was fortunate enough to meet Dr. Morrison many years ago, right, just graduating out of college, and she has just been a leader, and we appreciate you. I also would like to talk about some events that participated in this past couple of months. In keeping with our goal of serving the community, TCC collaborated with other organizations for vaccine and voter registration events in the communities that were most affected by the virus and that did not have access to be able to register. So the drive-through events were held over 2 Saturdays in February and in March, where we registered more than 400 people. The event, the first one was held at Diamond Hill Jarvis High School, which is I'm an alumni from there. And the others were hosted at Northside High School and other areas of Fort Worth. Students from both of the high schools were participating and volunteering. And also we had students from the UNT Health Medical School that also participated. Folks were disseminating PPE, hand sanitizer, water, material, other resources. And also we were able to distribute some information about the TCC allied health programs and the nursing programs as well. So I just want to recognize and thank all of the volunteers. Thank you, Vice Chancellor Reginald Gates, Dr. Madison, and Dr. Ume for coordinating materials. And then thank you, Dr. Giovannini, for your continued support in fostering a culture of service. Thank you, sir. Also would like to congratulate Diamond Hill Jarvis High School. The boys soccer team is 1 win away from the school's first state title in its 70-year history. The school has an enrollment of about 1,044 students. The team here, as you can see, is comprised of about 25 young men. And I was told by the school that actually there's some of those students are enrolled in dual credit courses through TCC. So we're super excited about that as well. And TCC has had a long-term partnership, of course, with the Fort Worth ISD and also with Diamond Hill. And I believe we are actually having a PTEC program that will begin here very soon as well. So we look forward to that continued relationship. So if you will join me in congratulating these young men and also just to support them because they put in a lot of work and we just want to applaud their efforts. So we want to wish them good luck as well. And finally, I just would like to talk about an event that I participated in virtually It was an integrative learning student-faculty engagement, common reader program in conjunction with the Northwest Campus Humanities Division. The event culminated a successful first year of the program's use of a book that was entitled The Book of Unknown Americans. As you can see there, the author is Cristina Enriquez. The intent of the book selection was to connect with students and engage those students to read more and to conduct more meaningful conversations about their culture, about their community, about their home, and life in overall. The event included a conversation with the author about her book, her journey and her memories of her home. And then afterwards, there was a dialogue with the author and 4 TCC student essay contest winners that wrote about a theme around home. Ms. Enriquez provided feedback and motivational encouragement to these young students, and she also answered questions about what her creative writing process was, and just to share some insight. So congratulations to all the participants that wrote essays, and also to the essay contest winners. They are Suyon Kwan, Maried Toro Bonilla, Soa Pio, and Sahar Latif. So I would like to congratulate and thank Dr. Blankenbaker, Lisa Benedetti, Dr. Maida Fuentes, Dr. Krista Rasco, and all those who are involved in providing a platform for these students so that they can express themselves creatively. These young people were so talented. I was just so impressed, and there was a myriad of emotions that you went through just listening to their essays, and they were just so raw, so authentic, and it was just very, very impressive. So congratulations to everyone involved in this effort. I was just in awe of your work. So thank you very much. That is my report.
Thank you, Ms. Ayala. A couple things, Dr. Morrison. I failed to compliment you on that presentation on Visions Unlimited. That's a fantastic program. That's not only doing TCC's work, but it's God's work. We appreciate that very much. And Dr. Patrick, just a personal note, appreciate all of your wise counsel over the years, your support, and your friendship, which I hope will continue. I think everybody
Absolutely
feels the same way. And I also, since there is an election, we seem to be visiting our constituents even more than normal. And I had the opportunity to give a brief update on Tarrant County College and its effect on the community today at lunch at the Northeast Tarrant Chamber of Commerce, and that went very well. But as frequently happens, we ask for questions, and what we get is accolades. And that's so heartwarming to us trustees as well as to the college. I've had people that were students tell us that they were students at TCC and then they went on to 4-year schools. But the teachers that they remember are those at Tarrant County College. And almost to a person, they said that the education that they got at TCC was better than the education they got in the 4-year schools. And I've heard that, I can't tell you how many times. Not that that's universal, but it's amazing to hear those kinds of things. I had somebody else that comment on the wonderful senior citizens program that we have. I mean, these people come up to you and they all love Tarrant County College. And so my thanks go not only to my fellow trustees, but the administration and the faculty who cause those kind of reactions to occur. So just want to thank everybody that's involved with TCC. The community certainly appreciates all that we do.
Yes, indeed.
Item 4, consideration of consent agenda. We do not have a consent agenda. So we'll move on to item 5, which is consideration and approval of individual action items. And per usual, I'd like to tell the listening public that the Board of Trustees had a workshop last week, and we considered these items in great detail. We call this section of the program the Miss Alanis Show. And we'll move on to item 5A, which is ratification of original participation agreement and consideration approval of a resolution and an amended and restated participation agreement to extend Tarrant County College District participation in the Crowley Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone number 1. Ms. Alanis.
Yeah, so as we discussed last week, this is a participation in the Crowley tax increment reinvestment zone, and we are proposing that it's participation at 50% of the incremental revenue through 2046 with a maximum amount of our contributions at $9.3 million.
Questions, comments, suggestions? Motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve, and just for the record, I appreciate Carol Braken, our in-house counsel, for bringing me up to date on I missed the meeting on Thursday, but I appreciate her updating me on this issue and other issues. But I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion for approval by Mr. Greenhill, second by?
I'll second it.
By Ms. Ayala. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Item 5B, consideration and approval of contract with Carrillo Engineering for assessment services for the South Campus storm drain in the amount of $126,906.80.
Yeah, so this is some of the pre-engineering work associated with the storm drain replacement that's 56 years old, so part of our ongoing infrastructure investment.
Questions, comments? Motion for approval by?
So moved.
Ms. Ayala, second by Mr. Greenhill. No, Diane Patrick, I think you said it first. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Item 5C, consideration and approval of the addition of WRG to the list of previously approved furniture vendors for the statutory exempted procurement method expenditures in a cumulative amount not to exceed $6,500,000 for fiscal year 2021.
Yeah, so this is not an increase to the spending authority that we asked for last September. However, based on the advice of our design team, we're actually adding a firm that is available to us through a cooperative agreement to add to the selection of furniture items that are available to us for classrooms.
Comments, suggestions, questions?
I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
A motion to approve by Dr. Patrick, second by Mr. Greenhill. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Motion carries. Item 6, monthly financial report. Ms. Alanis.
So we actually continue to have good news. We were a little pessimistic early on, but we're at 99% of our property tax budget that we had planned for the year, and we've still got the remainder of the year. And we're actually $11 million ahead of where we were this time last year. And so, again, it tends to be a little bit of an equation trying to figure out through the appraisal district each year, but we're continuing to have good news. We are still about $4 million below where we were in tuition a year ago, but as you recall, our budget was intended or we budgeted a 10% decline as we were unsure of the impacts of COVID. So continue to be good news, and we're on track on the expenditure side of the budget. Okay. And then the other item is our investment recap. And again, it's continues to have a low yield, and we're intent on bringing back in May or June the revised investment policy, and we're working with PFM on any alternatives that may be available to us within the confines of the Public Funds Investment Act.
Questions? Thank you, Ms. Alanis. We'll move on to item 7, Chancellor's report. Dr. Giovannini.
Thank you, Mr. Heed. I am pleased to introduce Dr. Dan Lufkin as the college's new president of TCC South. Dan has dedicated more than 20 years to education in a variety of leadership roles. In June of 2016, he was appointed as the 8th president of Paul D. Camp Community College in Franklin, Virginia, where he continued to advocate for quality instruction and student access. Previously, he served as vice president for student affairs at Thomas Nelson Community College in Hampton, Virginia. Prior to Thomas Nelson, Dan worked for 10 years in the Maricopa County Community College District at Gateway Community College in Phoenix, Arizona, serving in progressively advanced positions as an adjunct faculty member, athletic director, director of student life, and dean of enrollment management. During his tenure as president at Camp College, Dan was locally and regionally recognized for implementing new and relevant academic workforce development programs that resulted in increased enrollment and retention at the college. These efforts were strengthened by his personal interest in building relationships with students, staff, and faculty, and his appreciation of the overwhelming support he garnered from business and community leaders in the region. Dr. Lufkin is the proudest of his 20-year-plus service to underserved representative students during his combined tenures as an elementary school teacher, as an instructor in higher education, and as a college president. He holds a bachelor's degree from the State University of New York at Potsdam, a master's degree from Northern Arizona University, and a doctorate in education from Nova Southeastern University. He started his new role on April 1, and please help me welcome Dan to the college. Dan?
President Heed, Chancellor Giovannini, members of the board, thank you so much for allowing me to be here this evening to say a few brief words. I'm honored and humbled to serve as the president of the South Campus at TCC. As we've seen tonight, in 2 weeks on the job, TCC is very student focused. It is a great place to be. I've heard that from every person that I've met, faculty members, board members, students. I had the honor of attending a PTK event last night. It went on for 2 hours. The engagement that took place between the students and the faculty was not only heartwarming, but inspiring. The success stories moved me like I've never been moved before, quite frankly. TCC has an impact on this community. They are building future leaders. They are providing students with the skills where they're job ready, that our partners and business leaders need so desperately. And I'm just honored to be a part of that, and I look forward to working with you over the next many years. Thank you so much.
Dr. Lufkin, welcome to TCC. I just had one question. While you were at Gateway at Maricopa, did you meet any interesting people?
I met a few interesting people, yes, sir.
Just asking. Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome.
7B, an update on the exercise of my authority. There are no new items of this past month to report on for you to ratify. There are a number of college accolades and recent activities you can find in your packets in the back of your board booklet. I do want to highlight a few, though, that I think are quite significant. One is Tarrant County College has been recognized for having one of the top schools in Texas for students interested in pursuing careers in mental health nursing. According to the 2021 Plexus Global Rankings, TCC ranked number 4 in Texas for mental health nursing programs and number 39 in the entire country. And given the time that we're in, I think it's quite significant, one, that we are doing this work and we are doing it very well. So congratulations to all faculty, staff, and particularly students in that program. From time to time, the college signs certain MOUs and agreements with universities, and we do share that with you. But I want to share a significant one that happened a couple weeks ago, and that was with the signing with Tarleton State University. And through the leadership of President James Hurley there, we entered into agreement of scholarshiping, if you will, and allowing for part-time students to receive aid. This is significant. Many of our students, as you know, a good proportion of them are part-time. When they leave us, it's very, very difficult for them to assume a college, continuing college at the university when the opportunities to do so are limited as it relates to aid in attending part-time. Therefore, this arrangement, frankly, I don't know of any other one in the country, is certainly worth noting. We want to thank Tarleton State University for being proactive, and President Hurley for signing this agreement first with us. I'm sure he's probably going to move it around the Dallas and the rest of the state. But it is significant and certainly noteworthy. I also want to share that Tarrant County College Southeast students can now use via rideshare through the city of Arlington on demand for public transportation services throughout Arlington, specifically to our campuses. And the expanded access is due to the city of Arlington's recent expansion of the via rideshare service. And so I want to again put it in perspective. A few years back, entering into an agreement with Trinity Metro, where all our students can ride the bus free, not just for education to go to college, but in fact to tend to their shopping needs, to go to the doctor, and various other activities that they may need transportation for. We're now happy to say that benefit, if you will, to our students now extends to the Southeast campus, the Arlington, and the via rideshare program. So we're very, very pleased with that. And I also want to extend my thanks to Dr. Patrick for this, as well as her service over the years. And that's maybe, Diane, a good thing to go out on with this announcement. So we're very pleased with that. With that, Mr. Heed, I have completed my report, and there is no need for a closed session.
So since there is a closed session, I'll just announce our next meetings. Our work session meeting will be held on May 14th. This says 2020. I don't think that's correct. And our board meeting is 1 week later on May 21st, I do believe. No.
Mr. Heed.
Just a minute. The work session is on May 13th, and the board meeting is on May 20th of 2021. Yes.
I'm sorry, perhaps I missed it. I think we're expecting some information about graduation.
Yeah, that will be coming to you in a concise a document, if you will, and how the board will participate. And again, it is going to be different. And so we're want to be sure that, in fact, the board participation is impactful and meaningful. And so the logistics of how that ceremony is going to play out is still being vetted. It is decided, but we want to be sure, in fact, that we're able to accommodate as we think we're able to accommodate. But the board will very shortly receive information related to that.
Okay.
I can say, though, it is Saturday, May 15th, and beginning at 10, and we hope it's done by 3 o'clock, but we don't quite know that.
Okay. Thank you, Chancellor.
If there are no further business, then we'll stand adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.